Hey guys, it's Bianca Sophia. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with these energies, but they suck, right? Like, I'm not usually one to, be, give off negative vibes or anything. That's not me, but I'm just, I'm telling it, like, I'm just telling you how I feel, right? And, not every day is a good day, right? And I was like, what is going on? Like, there's just so much, there's inner struggle going on, but it's like not my own, but like it is though, because it's my other aspects, right? And it just gets so frustrating because I feel like, and then I was like, what? There's got to be something going on in the astrology, right? I'm like, is it? I'm like, it's got to be. I'm like, oh shit, it's Mercury retrograde, isn't it, right? And I looked it up, and of course, we are in the shadow. We are in that pre-shadow period. And I'm like, I fucking knew it. I could feel it, right? Because I'm like, I'm feeling all these negative feelings, but it's like, I feel like, and it happens every fucking time we go into Mercury retrograde. It's like, I feel like I went backwards, right? I took 50 steps back, right? And I'm like, but this is not me. This is not me. I don't understand. I feel like I'm, right? Like, I hope some of you guys understand what I'm saying here. And, it's really interesting, and I have to share this, is Mercury rules 2 astrology signs, right? And guess what those astrology signs are? Most of you might know this already, but Mercury rules Virgo, which is me. I'm a Virgo, right? And it also rules Gemini, right? Which is Halel's, the human prototype of him. Well, I find it fascinating that, Mercury also rules Gemini, which is him. So it's like, I just find that, what a coincidence that is, right? So we're always most affected by Mercury retrogrades, right? And I can feel my twins are having a rough time right now. Like, I don't know what they're going through, but, like, I can feel it. It's like, I can feel it's, and not just them, but they're archangelic aspects too, right? And then their lower 12 aspects, right? Each of their 12 aspects are probably having a rough time, right? So, I have to read this really quick. I was looking up, about, Mercury retrograde, and because I was curious if we were in it, and I got to read this. So I come across an article. It says, Mercury retrograde will affect these 4 zodiac signs the most with this upcoming Mercury retrograde, which is from September to October 2022, right? Now, it doesn't really start till September 9th. There's a pre-retrograde shadow, right? And that actually starts on August 20th, right? Which, it makes sense now, right? And, remember, keep in mind, remember how Mikhaylel and Michael are struggling with these humans' emotions and thoughts and feelings, right? Well, keep that in mind while you're listening to this. And, the pre-shadow period started on August 20th. So this is like affecting them too. It's so fascinating. I want to read this article, okay? I'll tell you why this is, what a fucking coincidence this all is, right? Okay, so the trickster planet is back and more mischievous than ever. Even though Mercury is the planet of communication and logic, there's a side to this clever planet that's way more naughty than it is nice. Get ready to become well acquainted with his antics, especially if you're one of the zodiac signs most affected by Mercury retrograde from September to October 2022. Even though Mercury retrograde technically won't start until September 9th, you are probably already feeling the effects of this totally inconvenient transit. After all, Mercury entered this pre-retrograde shadow on August 20th, which is slowly beginning to increase the level of confusion and complications. However, when Mercury stations retrograde at 8 degrees Libra, it will take things to the next level, launching a period of reflection and review that could take you to some very strange places. Mercury retrograde is rarely ever a good time to start something new, as this is a period of renovation that allows you to tie off loose ends and make your peace with the past. Instead of expecting everything to move forward according to plan, you can expect frustrating delays and miscommunications to impede progress. Luckily, it's often when you're feeling lost that you also have the power to stumble upon something amazing and unexpected. Here's what you should and shouldn't do during Mercury retrograde. I don't know if I'm going to add that. Hold on. All right, Michael was telling me to read it. Okay. Here's what you should and shouldn't do during Mercury retrograde. Because Libra is the zodiac sign of harmony and balance, this retrograde will have a profound impact on your relationships. After all, Libra is a zodiac sign that prioritizes togetherness over independence, even if that means avoiding conflict and resorting to passive-aggressive tactics. While Mercury retrogrades through Libra, it could lead to misunderstandings that could have been cleared up and had everyone been clear and direct from the get-go. Don't beat around the bush. However, there might be major twists and turns in your Mercury retrograde journey on September 23rd, when Mercury re-enters analytical and detail-oriented Virgo. This next phase of this retrograde cycle could lead to scatterbrained chaos, especially if you aren't properly organized. And because Virgo is a zodiac sign that relies on routine for success, you may feel like you don't know which way is up and which way is down. Luckily, Mercury will station direct on October 2nd at 24 degrees Virgo, which will alleviate the majority of the chaos until Mercury leaves the post-retrograde shadow for good on October 7th. Although this retrograde may be frustrating, it has the power to help these four zodiac signs sort through the skeletons in their closet once and for all. Here's why. Oh man, this is great, you guys. This is absolutely great. These four zodiac signs will feel Mercury retrograde the most. First up, we have Aries, which I find quite fascinating because this is Twin A's North Node. And if you guys don't know what a North Node is, it actually, your North Node sign is the sign that you evolve into, right? It's your destiny to step into becoming that sign, right? And Aries is also represented in the tarot as the Emperor, which represents the divine masculine. What a coincidence. If you guys don't know what your North Node is, you should try to figure that out because that is very important, especially in this time space that we're in right now. We are to start embodying that energy of that North Node sign, right? So, Aries. You've had such an incredible year, Aries. Thanks to Jupiter's journey through your first house of the self, you've been gaining confidence in who you are and what you stand for. However, this retrograde will force you to take a longer look at the people you share your life with. As Mercury stations retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships on September 9th, it could lead to misunderstandings that lead to conflicts, especially if there's still unresolved trauma lingering from past relationships. In fact, this retrograde may even cause an ex to arise once again, and hopefully they'll arrive with an apology. Once Mercury retrogrades back into your 6th house of health and work on September 23rd, you may feel like you're falling behind on some of your priorities. However, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if you haven't been balancing your energy properly. It is time to reconnect with the rituals and regimes that help you operate at 100% because you've been running on empty for far too long. The next sign we have is Gemini. What a fucking coincidence, right? Okay, so remember, Aries we have was, that's Twin A's North Node, so that's basically him, right? Okay, so next we have, so that's Michael, right? So that was for Michael / Twin A, right? Aries. Okay. Next we have, like I said, Gemini, which is this Gemini, that is whom? That is Halel, Lucifer's human prototype, right? So this is for Halel / this Gemini, right? Mercury retrograde always has a major impact on you, Gemini. And is it any wonder why? Mercury is your ruling planet after all, which essentially means that what happens to Mercury is also happening to you. When Mercury stations retrograde in your 5th house of romance and creativity on September 9th, it could lower the heat in your love life. But it will also encourage you to rethink the way you express yourself and the way you catch feelings for someone. You may even find that an old lover from your past reemerges, allowing you to pick up where you left off. So, my recording stopped, halfway through my whole voice recording. What a surprise, right? And that's another thing that happens, you guys, during Mercury retrograde, is technology starts to malfunction, right? It's so fucking annoying. Like, I'm so fucking annoyed and I'm so annoyed and irritable right now. And it's like, get it together, guys, right? Like, I don't, it's just frustrating that, like, I'm not blaming them. It's frustrating that when, like, one of us goes through something, we all feel it, right? Like that fucking Drake song. So listen, guys, I'm not blaming my masculines. I'm just saying that if you are the divine feminine, right? And I'm sure there are some divine feminines listening to this that understand what I'm talking about, right? If your masculines are having issues, right? If they're going through hard times, you feel that, right? And it's like, you'll wake up and you'll be like, and hey, this is vice versa too. Say the masculines are having a great life. They're having good, they are doing great, right? But then they feel like shit and they're wondering why. Well, that means that it could possibly be that their divine feminines are not having a great time in life, right? But there's something going on, within, emotionally, in regards to feelings, thoughts, and emotions, right? And it's not like we can even help this stuff. This stuff is like trauma, not just from this life, but past lives too. This shit's coming up, right? The shit that we're dealing with could be like from, 500 lives back, right? It's very fascinating. Even though I feel like shit, it's also fascinating to me, right? And yeah, people are like, you're putting out negativity, and no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm being honest about my feelings, right? Because I'm not supposed to ignore my dark side. So I'm just coming out and I'm telling you, I'm feeling irritable, right? I'm feeling frustrated. I don't know what the fuck I'm feeling, right? And I feel like Halo's coming through big time right now. Like, I feel like this is him talking, not even me, right? Like, you can even hear his voice coming through, right? And he, like I said, I don't know if actually that's in the part that was not recorded or not, but I'll just say it again. Like, Halo has been coming through a lot lately, ever since this shadow period started, this Mercury pre-shadow period. Lucy's been here a lot, right? And it's, I don't know, I guess he's being more vocal about it, and like Michael's there, but he's just being very quiet, right? I guess, they deal with their emotions and thoughts and feelings in different ways, right? Like, Michael gets quiet, right? And Lucy is a little bit more vocal about it, right? Like, it's interesting because usually Michael's the one that is the action taker. But apparently, like, if it's too much, if there's stuff going on within Michael that's, if there's any negative thoughts, feelings, or emotions, it's as if Michael shuts down. Not shuts down, but I don't know. It's weird. I find this all so very fascinating, right? And it's interesting how Lucy's stepping up right now, right? Even though he's feeling not the best, he's not feeling in the best of spirits, right? Because remember, as above, so below, like I've said, up, down, right? We are feeling this. We're all feeling this. Let me go on to where I was cut off on my other recording. Oh yeah, so see, I can't even think straight. Like, my mind is all over the place. So, like I said, when my divine masculines are having a tough time with their thoughts, emotions, and feelings, right? I feel that big time, and it changes it changes everything for me, right? And I find it so fascinating, right? And I'm trying to help them. Like the immature version of myself, like years ago, I would have gotten upset at him or at them, right? Like taking it personal, right? But now I'm seeing it differently, right? Like, let me help you. Let me help be your strength to get through this, right? Like, you need me now. I'm not going to run away and be mad at you because you're having issues. Because I know it's not anything personal. It's you're going through your own shit, right? And I'd rather be a support system, right? Yeah, so my technology is malfunctioning again here. Like, I have to reload this page again. I mean, don't you guys find this so fascinating how the astrology and the planets have such an effect? And yeah, they would, right? Because we are those planets, right? Oh, man. Okay. So where was I? I think I was on Gemini. Okay. And there's the page gone again. Unbelievable. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? I'm getting so fucking annoyed and irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Like, what is this? What the fuck is going on here? And it's so funny. Like, usually I would hear Michael or Lucy, come in and say, all right, relax, take a breath. But I'm not hearing that, right? Because they themselves are irritated. They're irritable. So I'm telling myself, okay, calm down. Or I'm sorry, Faith and Sophia are coming through saying, all right, take a breath, relax. It's going to be okay, right? Gemini. You may even find that an old lover from your past reemerges, allowing you to pick up where you left off. However, when Mercury retrogrades back into your 4th house of home and family on September 23rd, it will become a much more intense experience. Because the 4th house rules everything that happens behind closed doors, especially when it comes to your upbringing and your home life. This retrograde could force you to rethink your relationship with your roots. It may be time to take the positive things you learned from your family while recognizing some of the bad habits you've inherited from them in the process. Next up, we have Virgo, which is myself. You know that when Mercury stations retrograde, the world has a tendency to fall apart. Okay, that might be kind of dramatic, but you know how much this pesky transit affects you. After all, your ruling planet happens to be Mercury, which means you are keenly aware of everything the planet of communication is up to. As it stations retrograde in your 2nd house of money and self-esteem on September 9th, it could cause you to rethink your relationship with your material belongings. Although Mercury retrograde could lead to some instability, it's also encouraging you to recognize your finances and rethink what you choose to place value in. I swear Sophia is coming in right now. It's the changes in the voices, and the energies. It's very interesting. However, once Mercury retrogrades back into Virgo on September 23rd, the confusion will definitely begin to amp up, as Mercury creates frustration in your 1st house of self. As Mercury creates frustration in your 1st house of the self, you may feel like you're having trouble expressing yourself effectively or getting your point across. See, I'm already going through this now. It's very interesting. You may even feel like you're being haunted by things you've done in the past, especially if you've done a lot of work to grow and move forward. Luckily, this retrograde is only helping you let go of the past even further. So try going with the flow, Virgo. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to have it all figured out from the jump. And the 4th and final sign, and last but certainly not least, Libra. What a darned surprise, right? And this is the sign of Twin A/Michael. Mercury stations retrograde on September 9th in Libra, making you the prime target of this confusing transit. However, it's definitely not the end of the world, and you will absolutely survive this. But as Mercury retrogrades through your 1st house of the self, it could lead to a warped sense of self, especially if you're relying on other people's validation in order to feel whole. You are ruled by Venus, planet of beauty, which means that feeling attractive and confident in your skin is incredibly important to you. Just because you're not seeing a beautiful reflection doesn't mean that's what other people see. Double up on the self-love, Libra, because you are too precious of a gem to be so rough on yourself. Oh boy. Once Mercury re-enters Virgo, it will begin to create tension in your 12th house of spirituality, which could cause repressed memories to be unleashed. If you find yourself thinking about the past or feeling overwhelmed by emotions that you've never truly processed, it's time to take a pause. I'm sorry, you guys. This is great. This is exactly what Michael's going through. Let me finish first. When Mercury retrogrades through your 12th house of unseen energy, it becomes powerful for healing and soul searching. Give yourself the space to be beautifully imperfect, Libra. Now, yes, Michael is every zodiac sign, right? But his human prototype is Libra. So I find this so fucking fascinating because this is exactly, it's like Michael is going through this stuff. Like Archangel Michael is going through this, right? He's feeling the effects of his human prototype, right? And his human prototype, this Libra, is feeling the effects of all those other 12 of him, right? So I'm just curious if this Libra is like Michael, and when he, it seems that he's shutting down. He's got to be, because Michael is not usually like this. So it's like, I feel like this Libra is having a huge effect on Michael, right? Archangel Michael. He's having a huge effect on him. So I'm curious if this Libra, when he gets in a funk, let's say, right? If he shuts down like this, if he, because he's gone quiet, right? Like I told you, Michael is, he's not himself whatsoever. And it's, he's having to take more light baths. I'll tell you that much. Like he would stay down in this realm for long periods of time. But lately, he's been having to go more than once a day to go up and have a light bath, right? But this is good because this means that, this Libra he's being forced to look at his dark side, right? This darker aspects of himself, right? These traumas of his, his life. And not just this life. I'm talking about all his lives, right? We're talking about, and I'm not just talking about Michael. This goes for all of us. We're all, during Mercury retrograde, the past comes up. And it's for a good reason, right? It's like that stuff that we still don't want to look at, right? That we push down. It's like Mercury goes in reverse, right? And it's not literally, but this is what it appears to us. But it has a literal effect on us. Like we're going backwards, right? So it's like the stuff that we've pushed down in the past is coming up. And isn't that so interesting, you guys, that, you've heard these recent audios of the archangels talking about how these uncomfortable thoughts, feelings, and emotions are coming up, right? And I just find it fascinating how it falls right on this pre-shadow period, right? Which started on August 20th. I mean, how fascinating is this, you guys? And it's not just, these 4 signs that are going to have problems. It's everybody. So it's like all these repressed feelings are going to come up, right? Whether you want them to or not. So we have to deal with it, right? We have to deal with it. I'm going to have Michael come through. And he's like not wanting to, but I think he needs to come and talk to his human prototype, right? Michael, come on. He's been so quiet, you guys. It's so weird. It's so weird. Michael, why are you being so quiet? What's going on here, huh? What's going on with you? He just showed me an image of himself, like laying in bed with, pulling the comforter over his whole body, like over his head, right? Pulling that comforter over his head and just laying there. Come on, Michael. Like I said, you guys, it's so interesting how the past couple days it's been Halo coming through and with me. And they're both always with me, but, Michael takes more of an active role. Lucy is more, in the background, he's there, but I don't know how to explain it. But now it's the opposite. It's so interesting. So interesting. Michael. And he's not even wanting, he's like not wanting to even talk, right? But I know he will. He'll do it for me. And he'll do it for his human prototype. And I know he's working with him anyway. But they're working together is causing issues, I guess, right? It's like they're both having to face this crap, these repressed emotions, these past traumas, not, like I said, not from just this life, but from all of their lives. And like I told you, and if you listen to the Family of Michael video, they've been through it, right? They've been through horrible traumas, right? Horrific fucking traumas, right? And this stuff is coming up. It's coming up. And yeah, it causes confusion because, you know, they're like, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm going to let Michael talk. Michael. And it took a long time, you guys, for him to come through. Hey, guys. It's Michael. Yeah, I'm feeling like shit, to be honest. And you're probably like, wow, it's weird to hear an archangel say that, right? But like I've said before, what we're trying to do on this channel is not just talk about the light, right? Not just talk about the good stuff, because that's not reality, is it? Right? You know, we're having, because this is happening to everybody, not just me, right? With this Mercury Retrograde, it's bringing up repressed emotions, repressed traumas, like Bianca said, from not just this life, but other lives, right? It's coming up to be cleared, right? But it can't be cleared unless we look at it, right? And, we're having a hard time looking at it, right? I don't want to look at it, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some of my lower aspects some of them aren't even, they're not even aware of what's going on. They're just confused, right? But my human prototype knows exactly what the fuck. Ooh, I did not mean to curse you guys, but do you see what's happening? He has a potty mouth, right? My human prototype has a potty mouth. We can no longer run away from this stuff, right? Gotta face it. Gotta look at it. Can't keep running from it, right? Keeping yourself busy, you know, is not going to stop it. It's not going away, buddy, right? It's, you know, he's like, non-stop do sleep, get up, do sleep, get up, do. It's like, hey, buddy, relax, stop, sit down, alright? And I'm not just talking to my human prototype, I'm talking to all of you. This Mercury retrograde is going to be major for everyone, because this year is important. And there's 3 Mercury retrogrades this year. And these 3 Mercury retrogrades we're going to be clearing most of our darkness, right? We're healing it, we're transmuting it, where you've got to get this done. Sit down, right? Take deep breaths, yeah? Meditate. Call the archangels in. You know, read that script, right? Do your shielding. And sit your ass down and stay there. I don't mean to curse. I don't curse, so I apologize for that. But, you know, it's time to get serious, right? I apologize. But, you know, it's time to get this done. It's, hello? Stop running away from yourself, right? Stop running. So you sit down, like I said, you shield, you've done the script, right? You do your shielding and stay. Some people stand, some people sit, but if you're standing, sit down, okay? Meditate. Come back to meditation. Come back. right? You're not going to run away from this. You can't. You can't run away from yourself. So stop trying. You can keep yourself busy all you want, but you're noticing that you can't outrun this, can you? You guys, all of you, sit down. Take those deep breaths. Call on Source Creator. Call on your higher self. Higher self, show me what I need to see. And see it, you must. And I'm telling you now, once you see whatever it is that needs to be seen, right? You forgive it. You forgive that person or whatever. You forgive yourself. You let it go. It is then transmuted. You go through an alchemical process and you become stronger once you let it go. And it's like, just face it. You will feel so much better after. It will feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off your shoulders. Now, why wouldn't you want that, right? Get it done, right? Let it go. Let it go. I love you. That's where I'm gonna stop, you guys. I love you. I'll see you later. Yeah, you guys, this shit is it's intense. Like I can't even talk today, and this has been, it's been getting more intense as the days, And like I said, I knew something was up. I knew it. I could feel it, right? And this happens every damn time. But like I said, these Mercury retrogrades this year are going to be the most intense ever because we're having to clear all the trauma, right? From how many lives? Remember, millions of lives. That's a lot of trauma to clear, right? So, I send you all strength. I send you all authentic, organic, unconditional love and light, right? I've been, when I do my shielding, I've been including all of my bloodlines every day, right? So I'm feeling what everyone's feeling. It's intense. It's intense right now, right? So I love you guys, but let's not run away from our darkness. Yeah, let's get this shit done, because I'm telling you, afterwards you'll feel so much better. Like Michael said, it's like it literally feels like the weight of the world is like off your shoulders, and you level up. It's like the level up is unbelievable. It's like pretty soon you're gonna be flying. Come fly with me. I love you guys. Shields up, swords up. Let's get it.